If you just have a bunch of potatoes in your pantry and you're not sure what to do with them, you found the right video. Today I'm going to bring you along for my process of dehydrating potatoes. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Fermented Homestead. Today I'm going to bring you along while I dehydrate a whole bunch of russet potatoes. My husband and I each had a dehydrator when we got married, so I'm blessed to have two. I can get projects done pretty quickly. Right now I have the water boiling to boil the potatoes, and I'll bring you along when it's at a full boil. I'm going to be dehydrating these potatoes with the skins on, so the first step for me is just to scrub them off. Okay, so now we need to slice these up into rounds, and for that I'm going to use the mandolin slicer that I have. Okay, so I have a bowl of cold water filled with a little bit of lemon juice, and now it's just time to go ahead and slice these up. I don't know how thick I want them, so let's experiment for a second. That seems about right. Okay, so I did 3 potatoes. Now we're going to go ahead and get them boiling. Had the water boiling just a second ago. So let's move on to the next step. Okay, so the water is at a boil again, so we're just going to scoop these in here. Bring it back up to a boil. And let it go for about 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how long it takes for the potatoes to be fork tender. So we'll just let that go and work on cutting up another batch. They definitely have a tendency to stick together, so I just stir them just a teensy bit, especially since I have my only big real stock pot over here with ginger tea in it. Doesn't have as much room as I'd like. Alright, set the timer. Alright, the timer just went off. It's been 3 minutes. So the way that I like to do it is I just bring the whole pot over here. I like to reuse the water. I just bring the whole pot over here, drain off any water, well, as much water as I can in a reasonable amount of time. Alright, got it all. So we're just going to run the cold water over it and start another one. Once the potatoes have cooled off, I just take a colander and dump them in there. Set that aside, and then start arranging them on the dehydrator trays. When you're arranging them on the dehydrator trays, you don't want them to, you don't want to double them up or anything. You want them to just be a single layer. And when you're doing them in rounds, it's pretty easy to separate them out. they can be kind of fragile, so you gotta be careful with them. Kind of like a puzzle, just gotta find the right pieces. I like to just do them in batches like this, little bits at a time. I just find that it helps me to get it done much quicker, and the quicker I can do it, the more things that I can do. So that's what I do. Just have a little bit left in this colander. Forgot to set the timer on the last one, so I think they got a little mushy. Alright, that's it for that round. And time to do more potatoes. Boiling over. The first couple of batches I did at 3 minutes, and I think that was probably a little too overcooked for me. So I'm doing them 2 minutes and we'll see what happens. I haven't done this in quite a few years. Not quite a few years. I haven't done this in probably about a year. So I'm a little rusty at this. We'll see what happens. All right. So that's the end of the first 5-pound bag. We'll see how many dehydrator trays that took up and see how much more we can do. So I again forgot to set the timer. So one 5-pound bag got me about 9.5 dehydrator trays. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one more bag today, and then I'll finish off the rest tomorrow. So I will bring you guys back when I'm all finished and they're all dehydrated. I'm gonna put them on that dehydrator at about 135 degrees, and we'll see how long it takes. I don't really know how long it'll take, but we will find out and I will let you know. It's been a few days since we put the potatoes in the dehydrator, and I pulled them all out and put them in jars. We have 2 of these half-gallon jars, one of these Fido style jars, pretty good size one, and a pint or quart jar, not quite full. So as you can see, they dehydrate pretty well, and they're just on the shelf, and we can pull them anytime we want to put them in a recipe. My husband likes to use them in soups and stews. You can also make scalloped potatoes or potatoes au gratin, or I don't know what else. What do you guys use these for? Let me know in the comments below.